Christina.
I'm Christina, and we're the Gorgeous Geeks, and we're here today to bring you a review of Transformers 3: Dark Side of the Moon, and some difference of opinion today.
I absolutely love the movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was far better than the second one.
Okay, I thought it was far better than the second one.
Far better.
It was far better than the second one, but perhaps it is the best of the series, but I have to be honest and say I'm not a big fan of this Transformers series. Did you just shoot me?
I did.
Okay, I don't like the humor of it. A lot of it seems forced. Maybe not so much Shia LaBeouf. He's a naturally funny person, I guess, but like just some of it is just so crazy and forced and written in the script. I know people write funny things with the intention of making you laugh, but it just seems so over the top, especially in the second one. Mr. Chow is in Transformers, and it is very apparent that they were capitalizing on his character in The Hangover.
No, that's how he acts. Okay, but I understand, like, you thought it was too much, but later on they kind of gave an explanation of why he was so out of there.
Okay, but even a lot of things in that office were kind of wacky and weird. Not to say
but people are wacky.
People are wacky and weird, but there are too many characters in this film that are too wacky
but this
and
movie
weird.
was
it's very
so
overpowered.
okay. But see, this is why I totally disagree with you, because the movie was way darker than it was. Almost,
I didn't say it wasn't way darker, and that's why it was more out of place than any other film.
This is what I'm saying. Because the movie was so dark, it was almost to the point of it being just a disaster movie of how it was, especially towards the end. It needed all that humor. Otherwise, it just would have been dark completely all the way around.
No, I disagree.
It was so the humor in this one was so watered down from the second one. They only showed his parents a few times, and everybody I've talked to about the parents, they love the parents.
I don't like the parents.
I think the parents are hilarious, and the moments that they were in there, I thought they totally shined. I didn't think it was overdone at all.
I'm grateful they cut their scene time down. I am.
You are such a dark person yourself.
I like funny things, but the humor in the Transformers film, I feel, is very forced.
No
humor.
No,
I feel it's very forced.
No,
almost to the point.
I don't feel that it's
especially
forced.
like in the second one, it's like fart jokes almost.
Okay, but that's you know what? But a lot of these people, Shia LaBeouf, and all these other people that were doing a lot of the comedy, they're natural comedians. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of that stuff was ad-lib. So for you saying it's forced, I can't see how you're saying it's forced, because to me it seems so natural.
They casted too many characters that were like that.
But the movie was so dark, it needed it at those places and those times.
I don't think so. Because you had this parts of it were great, but then there are other parts were annoying me. So about a third of the film was mentally grating.
No way.
For me, anyway. For me.
I don't understand why.
For me. There's these two robots that are in the film who literally have more screen time than Optimus. Yes, they do. They are on there more than Optimus Prime.
Those two robots actually had, they were needed at times.
And so was Jar Jar Binks.
And some people...
They annoyed me.
So is R2...
People love R2D2.
People like the little robots. There were little robots in each one.
Okay.
In each movie, there were little robots.
Okay, I did not like these little two.
It wouldn't have made sense if there wasn't a little robot in this movie.
Why wouldn't it have made sense?
Because there's little robots in the first two.
That doesn't mean it wouldn't make sense if they weren't there.
Yeah, it would.
Why would that?
Because if you have big robots, you have little robots.
But the little robots taking so much screen time and being like sidekicks to Shia LaBeouf, that doesn't...
They weren't his sidekicks, they were his pets.
Okay, but that's still... Your comment doesn't make
People
sense. How it
pets.
wouldn't make sense.
People
all the things that go on in that film, it wouldn't make sense if there were little robots.
Yeah, it would, because they was consistent.
They had pets. They had
little
dogs.
Kids.
They
little
had
kids,
a dog.
Little kids like the robots. Little kids like the little robots.
You know what?
It would have been crazy if he wouldn't have had them in there.
I'm sure moms didn't appreciate the first shot that was in the present time. Talking about little kids.
Talking about the Victoria's Secret model?
Yeah.
By the way, I have to say this.
Because our mom was like, ah! she's like, it's Michael Bay.
Yeah, but you know, I have to say, was that the only things that annoyed you was Little Robots and the comedy?
Yeah, I guess.
But the Victoria's Secret model, Rosie, I didn't know she was a Victoria's Secret model. And I was looking at her during the movie, I was like, she looks so familiar. Maybe it's because she kind of reminds me of Cameron Diaz a little bit. But then I realized later on my sister Angelina had said that she was a Victoria's Secret model.
I knew she was.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I've seen her in our magazines. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I thought she did.
She did a great job.
She did a good job.
I'm totally surprised it's her first movie.
Yeah. I want to say running in high heel shoes though, especially as high as she is.
You were such a critic today.
It was just crazy. Well, cause there's a scene. Well, someone else puts on a pair of tennis shoes. I'm sure it's product placement because it was very evident in this film. I'm like, there's Lenovo and there's Cisco, so maybe the shoes were too. But at that point, I'm like, that makes sense. So I would appreciate if she said, Sam, I got to find a pair of tennis shoes. We running all around the city. I got to find a pair of tennis shoes.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was the last thing on her mind.
Maybe
her heels should have broke, though. Her heels should have broke. I'll give you that. Her heels should have broke, but I don't think that's
she should have stumbled a lot.
Attention to.
Gotta think about these things.
I thought she did a phenomenal job.
She probably would have got a clap from you. She said, I need to pick up these tennis shoes. And I'm like, yes, that is real.
But you know what? I really did love, I thought she did a great job. I didn't miss Megan Fox whatsoever. Actually, I liked her.
They kind of didn't explain why they broke up. They didn't really go into it anymore. Just said,
well, Shia said, I'm with somebody that likes me for me. Now, because like in the first two, they got together. I mean, she didn't pay him any attention really until she needed him, and like in the whole disaster, saving the world type thing.
I would say that she was beforehand. No, I would say was accurate about a chemistry relationship that they had. I wouldn't say that she just fell over him because she needed him. No.
Well,
No, I didn't get the comment. I didn't get the comment when he said it in the film. I just let it go because they fired Megan Fox and they needed a new girl. Period.
I don't know. I just. Anyways, I like this new girl better. She did a phenomenal job.
I would say phenomenal. I would say
for the role she was given, I thought she did great. For her first movie,
accurate. Yeah.
For her first movie, that was great.
I mean, phenomenal is
for a first movie and it being a Michael Bay action movie. That's crazy.
Word.
It's crazy.
But as far as the action, my favorite parts with the action would probably have to be like with the military stuff.
Oh, the military! I loved it.
Some of it was so cool that I'm thinking, man, I should join the military.
It did. It made you want to like just go in the army, or whatever, become a Marine, or it just really made you want to get out there and just do something. The military was just so sweet, and they are actually my favorite parts in the movie as well. Of course, every scene with Optimus and Bumblebee fighting Megatron and and all these other Autobots and Decepticons. Of course, all those scenes were great. You expect
it's too bad there weren't more of them. Like I said, those little robots. Like it was mostly a lot of human interaction. They did have their scenes with the fighting and stuff, but it would have been nice to see some more of Optimus, more of Bumblebee.
I did not miss it. I mean, I didn't even realize that they weren't getting enough
honestly, Megatron didn't have enough screen time.
I thought the movie was so good. I didn't even notice that he didn't
have
as much screen time because it was just. I thought it was just great, and and I was really glad they used more of the military aspect in there. I just thought it was great, and the concept of it and how it was done and everything Optimus was saying about freedom and so appropriate for the
dialogue was very appropriate. Optimus was hardcore. That's why it's a shame that he didn't have some more scenes.
I just thought it was so well put together. I can't see where you were I thought everything was right where it was supposed to be.
Well, I disagree with you.
Well, I guess we really
everybody knows from seeing these movies that they are not brilliant to their conception to when it becomes a film. It's a movie to watch and you kind of dim your brain down and you say, ooh, pretty explosions. That's what this kind of film is.
I thought this movie was almost darn near perfect. I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
If you're aware of the Transformers franchise, then maybe so.
Even if you weren't aware. I think if it was somebody's first time going into it, they still would have liked it.
I mean, what I'm saying is, if you want some kind of script that's as good as Inception, don't, that's not what this film is.
That's a totally different thing.
It is a totally different thing. I'm saying this is a good summer popcorn flick. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying this movie will change your life. I don't know what the 3D looks like. We didn't see it in 3D. I heard that it looks really cool. I don't know.
I'm not doing any more movies in 3D. But
too many disappointments.
I just thought I thought the movie was well rounded and just really great, and I thought it had the right balance of different things in there. I thought Michael Bay did a great job. Everybody did a wonderful job. If they bring up Patrick Dempsey, I was just like, Patrick Dempsey playing this over the top cheesy guy, but he actually did a good job for the role he was given. Because he was kind of like the new character bringing it in. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, Patrick Dempsey's in here." He did a good job.
Nimoy played the voice of
Sentinel
Prime, is that his
name?
And it's always cool to see,
hear
Nimoy. Yeah.
My mom, she was sitting next to me, and she's like, "That's Spock." I was like, "Yeah, it is. He's in here. He's doing a voice." And so she really got into it after that.
The best part of the film for me was this kid sitting like a couple seats over and freaking out. When something happened, I would look at the kid and watch him flip. He was shaking the railing at the theater. He was so and I'm like, Katrina, look at the kid, but she's freaking out herself. I'm like,
I was so into it. There was a moment that was very touching. They're just like, so I really, really got.
The little kid's like, Optimus.
Yeah.
Shia and Michael Bay apparently aren't coming back for a fourth one. I don't see them letting go of this franchise. I mean, in the second film, they didn't have a budget. I mean, these are very highly successful films, regardless of what critics say about it or not. So, but they did close, like, this chapter. I don't know how they're going to restart it, because it does close. Dinobots. No one else is going to chat with you.
I know, but
maybe out there.
I really want to see some Dinobots. That's what I remember seeing in the cartoons. So I just really enjoyed it very much. So
yeah, the story and everything was better than especially the second one. It probably is the best out of the franchise. I maybe enjoyed it most, the best out of the franchise, but there was a third of it that I didn't personally
I just think
enjoy.
that type of humor is just not your humor. Oh. And I think that's just what it is.
I wouldn't disagree with you.
I think that's just what it is.
It's the same for other people out there, and there might be people who completely disagree with me. But whatever, that's my opinion, that's what I'm giving.
Okay. Well, anyways, tell us what you think. Tell us how you love the movie. Tell us if you didn't think it was funny enough or too much or whatever. But anyways, I'm Katrina.
I'm Christina.
And we're the Gorgeous Geeks.